peas are really doing good. They're really doing good. The whole row, they're really starting to grow really well, and they're producing peas already. This first plant right here has some regular peas like this. I mean, these are pretty good size, and they're kind of fat. That's what we're looking for. And then they have these. There's also these right here, but they're just skinny. Like, these are the snow peas. But there's a lot of these. They're starting to really grow and produce. Yesterday, we came out and gathered quite a bit. Some of them are having a little hard time attaching to the fence, but that's okay. They'll get there. We'll help them along. But they are really producing well. This one even, there's all of these right here. We're waiting for some of these to get fatter. Like this one is pretty good, but we want it to be fatter. And we tried it yesterday. We pulled one off and opened it up and ate it. This one's got quite a few. And tastes just like frozen peas, just like regular peas. It produces quite a bit once it gets going. Even this one. So yeah, this peas we're going to end up doing again and again, because the whole row, look at these right here, producing really well. Right here, this has got quite a few on it too. Really great. We're so happy with this. All these little peas. These are the white onions, and they are really huge. I mean, they're big. They're really growing. Look how big they are at the base. They're really big. And we are looking for, when they get ready to be picked, they will, all the tall parts of the onion will lay down flat. Like some of them are a little bit starting. They'll lay down flat, and then you pick them and you turn them upside down and cure them for a bit. And then you take the tops off and they're ready to go. Some of them even down there started to flower. But look how big around these are. They're huge. They're really big. So nice. These are actually growing. We tried last year growing some, and it just didn't seem to. Of course, we were growing green onions, but didn't really seem to take off. This one was probably a good 3/4 inch around the base. And these are the red onions. You really wouldn't be able to tell looking at each of them, I don't think. Well, maybe so, because look, right down here at the base, it's purple. So these are the red onions, and they're growing about the same. Really, maybe not quite as big. Well, a few of them are really huge. Like this one is really huge. Really nice 1 inch purple around the base. Yeah, those are doing great too. Cabbage is off to a great start. Had a little bit of trouble with it getting going. I mean, some of them are growing really good. Then we replanted because some of them didn't really come up, so replanted those, but those are really starting to come up. This is going to be great too. This is pumpkin. This is going to be great. This is really taken off, where it's actually planted right there, but then the vine started really reaching out, like a lot of these. So this is going to be good. Flowering. We'll have plenty of pumpkin for eating and storing. This is the biggest plant, I think, as it goes out this side, and that side. Really stretching. Red potatoes are really doing good. We don't water these anymore, but they are really doing good. And at the base down here, you can see they're starting to break up the soil. So they're doing really good. Wait for these to dry out a bit, and those will be ready to pull up. These are candy roaster squash, and they are doing good. These we planted in little cups and then planted the cups. And this one is actually really starting to take off on its own now too, so this is going to be good. This is a really giant one. So we're excited to try that. Haven't done that before. That'll be fun to try that. There's only a few. We didn't really get much out of it, but hopefully these vines will really produce well. Clover's taken over, or this little ground cover's taken over everything. At the beginning of this row are actually green lima beans, and then further down the road are black beans, the bushes that are starting right there. These lima beans are a vine, and they are taking off everywhere. I mean, there's this. We got to put up a fence of some sort because it is actually, look at this, it's actually attaching to the tomatoes. So we're going to have to put something up right here. This one has even started, as little as it is, it's already started going that way towards the tomatoes. So this is going to be a fun one. And then these black beans are flowering, but they're doing really good too. They're really growing well. Little purpley flowers, they're so pretty. Oh, there's a bean. There's a green bean, purple bean, green bean. Oh, that's good. And there's more peas. These are doing good. Look how big these are. Almost ready to pick. See, you can see the little peas in there. It's so nice. So these are tomatoes, the whole row. But on this side are cherry tomatoes, and then on this side are regular tomatoes. And they are really doing good. It seemed at first that the cherry tomatoes were taking off faster and doing better, but it looks like the regular tomatoes are catching up and really producing. And these are going straight up on this fencing. They're not really laying down on the ground like tomatoes usually do, but they're just going straight up. We may end up having to, there's a little tiny tomato right here. That's so cute. That's going to be great. And this is a cherry tomato. They're really flowering and really doing good. Here are the black-eyed peas. We very first planted these. They seemed to be coming up, and then it got cold and wiped them all out. And then it got so wet. Whatever, the weather was responsible for all that, but these are doing really good. We haven't planted these before, so this will be interesting to try. See what these turn out like, because these we plan on not only eating fresh, but storing, drying and storing. This is one of 4 berry bushes. This one's doing really good. It made it through the cold weather and all the weather in general. And this one right here is doing really good too. Yeah, it's raspberry, blackberry, something like that, but it's really growing tall. We're excited about that one. We really want the berries. This is the yellow squash. It's going really good, growing upward and outward. But right here, there's a little squash growing right there. That's great. And look at this. This is inside the greenhouse. And these are the tomatoes. They are growing like crazy. They're spreading out. These 2 ones just got planted. These 2 right here by the tiller. But these ones are growing like crazy. The boys everybody put up this lattice so that it could have something to stick onto. And there's already some tomatoes growing right there. That'll be fun. We're doing Roma tomatoes and round tomatoes. I don't know which ones what brand they are, but we are not doing heirloom tomatoes, because they look like little slippers that curl up, and they're a little bit difficult to take all apart. I don't know, it's just much easier to have the round ones. And way over here, there was that one plant that had a cucumber in it. And look at this, it's taking over too. And there's a cucumber down here someplace. We did such a great job last year on cucumbers and made a bunch of pickles and everything, and it was so great. But now this year we're having a little bit of a hard time getting the cucumbers to get going. Anyhow, that's really good. And the cilantro, well, actually, here's the celery. There's 3 plants. We didn't plant any more celery, but there's 3 plants right there, and they are doing pretty good. Never grown that before, so we'll have to see how that turns out. Be nice if we didn't have to buy that anymore. This is a cilantro. It's doing really good. We're gonna have to pick some of this and keep drying it, and then using it up really good. In the middle of the cornfield, look how tall these are getting. And they have already started getting their silk things on them right here, which is really good. It's probably a good 4 feet tall. Some of them grow faster, taller than the other ones. These right here were the last to be sown into the ground. So all around here are ones that are, and they're all the same kind. It's peaches and cream. So they're all the same, but we didn't have this problem last year, but this year some of them seem to be kind of falling over. Plus we discovered, like right there, it's kind of fallen over. We discovered there was either a raccoon or a skunk or something coming in here and digging these up and stuff. So we're putting this big sheep fencing. Grandpa and Noah are putting up this sheep fencing all the way around it, so that, and then chicken wire on the bottom part, so that nothing will get in. Hopefully it will protect the corn. Our apple trees and fruit trees are growing really good too. So Natalie is marking these ones in this row. There are 4. There's apple trees. Then there are 2 cherry trees. So she's going to mark them so we don't forget what they are.